Hi, Eric Lenask. We are here at the Rio in Las Vegas at ITEXPO, and I'm talking with Ira Feuerstein from Nextiva. Ira, thanks for being on the program today.
Thanks for having me.
So, what are some of the latest things? Talk to me about, kind of what's been driving growth over at Nextiva.
Yeah, so I mean, we've been in business about 6 years now. We've grown to over 90,000 customers. But back in January, we decided to start a channel program. Mm-hmm. Everything we had done was mostly direct up until then, and we know that having partners is going to take us to the next level. And one of the big focuses for us as a company really is taking our partners and helping them be better at solution-based selling. We're living in a more and more complex world when it comes to needs of businesses. So Nextiva we're really focused on creating applications and add-ons to our voice over IP services to enhance them and make them better. We really consider ourselves more a communication and collaboration company mm-hmm. rather than just a communication company.
How does that, the addition and the growth, the driving of that growth of the channel program change your approach to building and creating these applications?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as we start looking at customers these days, their needs are definitely changing. Companies communicate and collaborate much more than just on the phone today. They communicate socially, they communicate with customers doing presentations, they communicate in all sorts of different ways. So what we're doing is we're taking the focus of adding in these communication collaboration suites to the communications. So things like, this week we rolled out our Nextiva Meetings product, which is a competitor to Join.me or WebEx mm-hmm. or GoToMeeting. Right, but it's all tied into our hosted platform. One click, the system calls you, dials you into the bridge, those types of things. Things like our Nextiva Mobility app. The Mobility app allows customers to be on any device at any time and have the same experience regardless. So I'll be flying home to Scottsdale tonight, and on the plane, as long as I have Wi-Fi, I'll be able to chat with my team. I'll be able to pull off a voice or video call all from my Android phone. And I can choose what device I use at what time, whether it's my Android, my iPhone, my tablet, my laptop, my phone on my desk. I have the same experience no matter where. So it's really taking all the ways a customer communicates and collaborates and tying them all together. That's our focus.
What's the key to making it usable for the end user, whether I'm using a tablet or an Android phone or I'm at my desk at the office?
Yeah, the biggest thing is it's got to be easy. Customers, when you put in a new communication system for customers, generally the average person loses it. They freak because it's new. So it's got to be simple. It's got to be easy. It's got to be the same experience from device to device. So whether I choose to use my Android phone or my tablet or my laptop, it needs to be the same experience, and it needs to be very easily learned and easily used. And that's what we work very hard on user interfaces to make sure that that's the case at all times.
What are some of the things that are helping you differentiate and continue to be competitive in the market? It's obviously, I think we've reached a point in the market where a lot of vendors and a lot of service providers and a lot of their partners are starting to understand, okay, we can't do it on price. It's too much of a commodity market. So how do you end up differentiating?
Yeah, that's a big deal for us. I mean, our core differentiator in our business is this concept of amazing service. I mean, if you look around the world of telecommunications in general, the concept of amazing service really lacks quite a bit. Companies generally do a very good job bringing customers in, but then you see what they're really like the first time something needs to be fixed, right? Or something goes wrong. Customers are like, well, I didn't realize it would take them 20 minutes to answer the phone. I didn't realize that once I got somebody on the phone, they wouldn't be able to fix my issue. So at Nextiva, we really take this amazing service very seriously. We track it. We hold ourselves accountable to it. Examples. We have 55% of our staff are in tech support. That's very high for a telecommunications company. And we hold our teams to answering 95% of the calls within 3 rings. We don't believe in queues. Again, because if somebody's calling in, whether it seems like a trivial issue or not, maybe it's just a password reset on their voicemail. Mm-hmm. To most companies, they would look at that and say, not a big deal. But maybe to that person it is. So we really hold ourselves to answering calls quickly, but even more important, we hold ourselves to resolving 85% of the calls within the first time the customer calls. Super important that not only do you get to the call fast, but you fix a customer's issue the first time they call in. So that is a very, very big thing for us as a company to ensure that that we're always giving our customer a great experience after they come on board.
How does a company like Nextiva take that to the next level in terms of enjoying a benefit from it and sort of building a brand, building a reputation on the back of that service? Obviously, that's not it's not easy to bring that in front of potential customers as a feature set, as for instance.
Yeah, absolutely. So the big thing for us is this is part of the reason that we're really going so heavily into the channel, into our partners, because our partners have these relationships with customers already, and we have to use them as a sort of our external marketing arm to the company. So a big thing for us is getting our partners to we actually allow them to use our service for free. That's unusual in our industry. It's an act of Congress in most companies to get a free line of service. But for us, it's core to who we are. And it's important, I think, for our partners to understand what goes into amazing service. So when they're sitting in front of a customer, they can explain the same exact thing to them. Hey, I've been through this. I understand it. And they can express it to their customers. Super important.
Do you demand the same level of service be provided by your partners?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's really important because it's the whole thing. It's how you keep customers long term. Many companies have very high churn. And frankly, I think the reason they have high churn is because they just don't treat their customers appropriately after the fact. So we really work very hard. Internal employees, channel team, partners, everyone that we deal with on a daily basis, it's a genetic makeup of who we are and what we strive for.
Excellent. Ira, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Great. Thank you.